Okay.
Hello.
Morning.
How are you today?
I am great.
Good. I'm Joanne from Magpies Cottage.
I'm Amy.
Nice to see you again. I don't know if we don't say it very often, but we're in Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin.
And it's a beautiful Saturday morning.
Yes. Yep.
And there's plenty of parking in downtown Falls.
Yeah. This early. Wait till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, okay. That's true.
Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff to show you today.
It is amazing. I
Yeah.
had to tell you. My friend here, look at this.
Yep.
I just love this sweater.
Here's my soundtrack. It feels wonderful. I love wearing it.
It fits perfect.
It stretches nice. The sleeves are a good length. They match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yep. I had to make a couple modifications. That was I decreased faster under the arms for
For the sleeve or the body?
the sleeve.
For the sleeve, okay.
Because it was too big. So I got it from 100 down to 80, like in 10 rows.
Ooh, that's pretty quick.
So I decreased quickly. I did my little bind off that I love. It's a 2-stitch I-cord. And I think that's about it. I love doing it. I did it. I got the knitting done in the month I wanted, July 2nd to August 1st. On Sunday, then I wove in the ends, and then it was blocking all week, and it's dry today.
Finally. It took a while to dry.
Yeah, but I didn't have a fan on it or anything,
Okay.
so that's why.
All right. Well, I was working on one too. I decided this week I'm frogging mine. I'm not going to frog completely. I'm going to frog up to here because I am going to put a different color. I loved the idea of using Zauberball with my blue. Mine was like a navy blue, a same yarn that Joanne used. And the problem with it is my Zauberball had blues in it. And so in the sections where the blues are, in the color part, you lose them
a little bit.
You lose them. So I'm thinking, why go through all that effort of putting contrast in and making those beautiful stripes? I'm going to just put something else there. I have a couple of options in mind. Maybe a completely different color of Zauberball. I'm going to go look what you got. I know there's that one with the pink and the gray and like a lime green in it.
That lighter one, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that could look really cool with my blue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a possibility.
Sure.
And then I have some Stonehenge Crazy at home.
Oh, yeah, that would work for sure.
And I think that would work.
It doesn't have blue in it, does it?
No, I can pick some that does not have blue. And that one, it's because it's in a hank. You'll be able to see all the colors. The downside of choosing Stonehenge is that you never know how long a color run's going to be. So if you end up with lots of, like, say, a red twist, and then...
Oh, okay. And then you could have just a little bit of black, and then you're done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so I'd have to choose a crazy skein that had lots of color changes to it. And yeah, it would take at least 2 of them. So then I want 2 that kind of blend. And yeah, because
it only took one of the Zauberballs though, and I only ended up using 1 50-gram here.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see. How many yards would that be though?
What was this one? This one was only like 140
Well, then maybe I could get away with 1.
yards.
Well, then the
something.
number of color changes is even by far more important.
Yeah.
You know, the other thought I had was I could recreate my own skein of Crazy by cutting sections, but like, oh God, who the hell wants to weave all those ends in? So, nonetheless, it will be restarted.
Okay.
Because I love the sweater. I saw Levon's. I love hers that's done. I love the sweater, and I want to knit it. But I have to just fix my yoke.
And again, this is by Marie Green. Olive Knits is the pattern. The yarn is developed.
Soundtrack.
What did I say? Oh, Olive Knits is the designer. Soundtrack is the pattern.
Right.
Name. The yarn is the Plymouth Davila or Davila.
Davila. I
Yeah.
love this yarn. It's a beautiful, beautiful yarn.
Yeah.
It's not superwash.
No, It's 100% merino though. So
Yeah, nice and
nice
soft.
and soft. Yeah, I just love it. And it bloomed beautifully. Look at that. I mean, all the stitches are filled in. They look so nice and even.
Yeah, all of the wiggles went away.
Yeah, so totally pleased with it.
So, yes, she has amazing FOs for today.
Do you want me to continue with my FOs? Or do
Yes,
you want to
she's on a roll, so we'll let it go.
Okay, all right. So I finished, and I wasn't going to show this till next week, but I figured,
I'm glad you're showing it,
I
'cause
might
it's
want to
really
give
pretty.
it to Becky right away. This is my scrappy sweater for Becky. I showed that all to you a couple of times in progress, but yep, it's all the scraps, and then I had a skein of Heritage Gray, I can't remember, Silver Gray? I think it was called Silver Gray. And then I did that same little I-cord bind off there. I did a little V-neck here. There was no pattern, I just did it. So,
The beauty of knowing what you're doing with a raglan.
yeah, they're so easy. After you make a couple, it's easy peasy. So yeah, that's for Becky. So that's all superwash, so a good thing for a gift. And then I finished that yesterday, and I did this yesterday also. This is a pillowcase inspired by Meanwhile at the Castle podcast. I didn't press it yet. That's the only thing left to do. I made mine a little different though. I did the French seams
Of course.
so that the seams all enclosed. I don't have a serger, and this looks nicer anyway.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the French thing.
Yep. So you use that wing needle to zigzag the edges, and then you can poke your crochet hook in where the wing needle was. Crochet a row of single crochets at the edge, and then go back and do your shell or whatever you want to do for a pattern.
Notice it's no pattern again. She just created the shell.
Well, this followed the sample from Meanwhile at the Castle.
Okay.
Okay, except for I only had like single crochets, skip 2, and then the shell. And I think my single crochets were together a little closer than hers, so I was all ripply. So I ripped that back and made it 3 in between
Okay.
the single crochet and the shell. But otherwise, yeah, if you want to see a lot of beautiful ones of these, go watch Meanwhile at the Castle from a couple weeks ago. That was a very, very nice showing of pillowcases.
You know what? Okay. There's a lot of really nice YouTube on how to make your own pillowcases. And I think making pillowcases out of a really good quilting cotton is a fun way to just personalize a person's bed, if you will. And I have made them for Cora. I made them for my mom. So, I mean, they make wonderful gifts, you know, and I could see making, like, Packer ones for my sons and stuff like that. Well, anyways, the problem I've got is that the pattern that's out there on YouTube that shows you how to just do them and shows you how to do the French seams and all that makes it for a standard size pillow. I have a king size pillow.
You just make it longer.
Well, the problem with it is you got to change the way you cut the fabric because you're starting with 45-inch wide fabric.
Right, and that goes around. The length you can adjust. And even king size pillows are still going to fit in that 45 around.
No, mine did it the other way.
Oh, no, most patterns out there, this was the length of the fabric I cut this way.
Ah.
This is where the salvages were down here. So this
edge.
from here to here is full to salvage at the bottom.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well
you
then I
can
got to
change the
rethink
length.
that.
Just go measure a pillowcase you already have that you like, or measure your pillows, And usually they go like 3 inches more than the pillow is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, then I gotta work on that.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about doing this for Christmas for the
Yeah.
whole family. Now I know it took me 1 day to crochet the edging.
Okay, less than a day, but I saw her do it.
Yeah. But then I know I can get 20 gifts done in a month.
You know, you gotta sew the pillowcases first.
Yeah. Yeah, because, it'll be Thanksgiving when I finally get around to making
Yeah, I know.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, it's all right. That's
So-
life in a fast lane, right?
Yeah.
Or the slow lane if you're not a big person that, works under deadlines.
Hmm. Then last thing I did this week was dyed yarn. Now I made this amazing pink.
I love this pink.
And I'll give away my secret sauce. I used fire engine red and just a pinch of brown because I didn't want a bright pink. I wanted it a dull pink, so I put that pinch of brown in. So
How did you know to stick the pinch of brown in?
it was just intuitive.
Okay. Don't get it, but that's
Okay.
fine.
And then I did this one.
See, now that one being this darker color, that one looks like it's got brown in it.
Yeah, that one was, I did a pink the same as this.
Okay.
And then I mixed it in a jar. And then I did a brown and I mixed it in a jar. And then I poured it in spots all over this. Well, the pink is more intense because it was more dye in smaller spots.
Okay.
And the brown kind of muddied. You can see some brown spots like right here. But it kind of just muddied the whole thing. But I still like it. I really
I do too.
And then I dyed just plain brown. But I think I want to make another one darker.
Mm-hmm. Go more chocolatey.
A little, yeah, this is just called chocolate brown. And then I did one like this, and then I dunked it in yellow afterward. And then I got this. And so it's more like a rose gold. It's got all the golds and pinks and
Oh, that's pretty.
teeny tiny spots of brown. But yeah, so I want to make more of these colors next week. And then I think I might sell them in sets of 5. Because there's shells out there that take 5 colors, and then that would be 250 grams. I know
Okay. Here's what she's not showing you.
all of them together.
Look at the cool fade. This is what I liked about it. All right?
Yeah, and then I even
And-
showed with the white.
Here, so I would take this like this. See how oops, darn it.
You need 3 hands.
That's right. See how they fade one into the other. And that's what I love about them. She's got them laying here on the table, and it just is so cool how they fade into each other. And, finding the right colors for fade is not always easy. And I just think this is just beautiful. So,
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, you can watch next week, or after next week. I'll have them on the website in sets.
cool.
Yep, and that's what I did for this week. I have no works in progress because I literally finished this last thing last night.
Look at that hat you started.
Oh, that's going to be for a pattern, I think.
Oh, you're going to write that one up?
Yeah, it's going to be, yeah. So we won't show that one.
Okay.
I am going to work on my colorwork sweater today, which has been in hibernation for a month because I was working on this one. So it has no further progress since last time I showed it, but that's what I'm going to work on today.
Well, that's cool.
So what have you been doing this week?
I snuck into the weaving room. I'm so naughty, but I did it because I just needed to get my weaving done. I take classes through the Sheboygan Rec Department, and they're always held up at Pigeon River.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we were mid-session when they had to close everything last March. And so I had this wonderful project sitting on the loom. And I was able to get some time this summer to go in and get what I had on the loom done. So this is it. I started out with this wall hanging. The pattern name is Lee's Surrender. And all I want to do is put like a rod pocket above it and hang it on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I love those corners especially.
Yeah, yeah. It's called a blooming leaf, it's called.
Okay.
All right, so the yarn,
Wow.
I mean, this is a cotton silk blend fiber, the cream is that, and then the orange is the same thing. It's the same fiber. And I bought a big spool of it, so I got plenty left. But, and then the green is Plymouth Select, I think. No, that's silk stuff.
RSS,
You got it at
Reserve Sports Silk.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So you've got it in those like pink or mauve colors, and then you've got the greens. So this is the green. So it's like it's yarn.
Beautiful.
So I'm just very proud of that. So then I had warp left on the loom from this pattern. So then I thought, well, let's do a little table runner.
Very nice.
So this is going to kind of go on my coffee table.
Okay. Very nice.
Because it's just the first, you know.
Yeah.
And just a little piece. It's just the blooming leaf section.
Uh-huh.
So.
Very nice.
Okay. Now, one of the things that made this project a hell of a lot easier is that somebody else, and I don't know who, had the loom already warped up in this pattern. All the heddles were...
Oh, okay.
So all I had to do, instead of threading the loom myself, was just take my warp and tie onto the ends that were already on the loom.
Oh, okay, and pull it through.
And just pull them through. So there was this ton of this light blue on the loom. And it's been there for a long time. Nancy didn't even know whose it was.
Okay.
And so she said, hey, you want to weave that off of there? So I don't know how long it'll be. We kind of estimated that it could be, you know, a small rug. And so that was our best guess. So I said, sure, I'll weave it off. Well, unfortunately, I can't take my project off the loom until I take this off the loom because the whole kit and caboodle is all connected.
Right, yep.
So in order to get my project off the loom, I will tell you, my wall hanging piece was done. And I was starting the table runner piece in March. So, I mean, I didn't have a lot. I just had to get it off and do all the finishing of the edges and whatever. So, I said, I got in there. I went in on Monday afternoon and then all day Tuesday. Oh, my butt ached from weaving all day, but I don't care. I got it done. So then I made this rug. Honest to Pete, I like the rug as much as I love the table runner.
It is beautiful.
Isn't it something? Okay, so my intent in agreeing to do this for Nancy and get this off the loom was my mother had a blue and white bedroom. So this was supposed to be for my mom. Well, obviously that's not going to happen. And my son, who is living in my mother's condo now, well, let's face it, he's too much of a slob for me to let him put his feet on this.
Right.
No freaking way. I love my son dearly, but not happening. And so my sister does have a blue and white bathroom too.
Okay.
So I think I will give it to my sister. But so it's carpet warp. And I was able to match the carpet warp. So because I didn't have any, so for the light blue sections, I was able to match the carpet warp, and then I bought this. It looks like it's a twist, but it almost looks like a chain ply.
It does, yeah.
And it's a Cascade product. It's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, Aran weight, and it's called Avalon, I think.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you, this is a great cotton yarn. I love the way it wove up. I have another hank of it left. I bought an extra. I didn't know how much I'd need, and so I have an extra one left. I'm going to just knit this up in a dishcloth because I think this would make a really, really nice dishcloth. And it was not expensive.
No,
you know,
not being half acrylic.
Yeah. And so this has been washed. It held up great. I put it in the dryer.
Okay, good.
So washed and dried in the dryer. These I air dried, but this one went right in the dryer. I hemmed the ends so that there's no raw edge sticking out. Just to, fold it over him, no big deal. And then on this one, because it's a rug, okay, do you finish by hand? Just like it's even with quilts. When you're sewing the binding over, some people stitch in the ditch. You are a committed stitch it by hand. And I'll go either way, depending upon the use. All right? And on this, though, I did all the finishing on my machine. On this, I did the first part of the fold over on the machine, and then I did the second part by hand.
Okay.
So,
it didn't show.
Yeah, so nothing shows. So those are my FOs for the week. I'm just, oddly enough, I like my wall hangings, I do, but I really love this rug.
Yeah, yep.
So, I mean, and it's just, I love the softness of it.
Yeah.
So I think this would be great, like putting your feet on after you get out of the shower. You know?
Yeah.
So, I know my sister will appreciate it. She's completely knit worthy, so I'm sure she'll love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, turned out really, really nice.
Yeah, very nice.
You know, and
gorgeous.
Yeah, who can argue with free warp? I mean, really.
Yeah.
Can't complain about that. So those are my FOs for the week.
Okay. And what are you working on this week?
Well, only 3. I guess that's not bad.
Right.
Well, technically there's a 4th, but that's at home. I'm working on my UFO for the month, and I'm going to finish that. It's a really cool shawl, and I'll show that as a FO when I get it done because there's not that much left. And then because I felt sad that I didn't have a sweater on the needles, I decided to dig deep in my stash. This pattern is called Sun Rose by Laura Ayler, and she has a monthly knit along that goes on every month. And so this is my project for the month of August. It doesn't have to be done till the end of October, but it'll be done long before then. This is it so far. And it's just it's a basic t-shirt. It's going to have a little bit of eyelet on the bottom hem and on the sleeves. It's 3/4 length sleeved. I'm knitting it out of this Zara Total Easy Care Superwash Extra Fine Merino balls of whatever that I had. I've had this for years. It was a sweater quantity. I bought it somewhere close out. No idea where.
What is this just a slip stitch on the edge of the...
Yes.
Doesn't that look neat? Look at the edge of the sweater.
It's a slip
right
stitch,
there.
and then you've got, I think it's a knit front and back. You slip the stitch, you slip the first stitch, yarn in front purlwise, and then it's a knit front and back. And that's what's creating that edge.
Wow, that's cool edge.
It's the same, you commented, it was the same thing on my bees shawl.
Okay.
Remember you were looking at it, I like that nice edge you said to me. And it's the same thing right here. Now, I'm hoping this blocks out because I did a knitted cast on it and it just looks bumpy. But I'm hoping it'll block out.
If it doesn't, Corey Eichelberg has a hack on how you straighten that out is you kind of go behind and do like a slip stitch crochet to tighten it all up.
Really?
Yes. So you might, if it's a problem, we might want to try to do that.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. This is top down, but it's the saddle shoulder. I don't know if there's a name for it, but you start out by creating one side, and then you here's my cast on. Oh, and then you pick up off your cast on.
Okay.
So it's not a raglan construction, and you definitely have a seam line here. You can see that seam line
it's like
for
a
the
set
sleeve.
and sleeve.
It's like a set and sleeve, but it's all knit in one piece. I've never done this construction before. I liked it.
Oh yeah, Hoagie Locatelli does it a lot, so I've done it a couple times.
Yes, I like this construction. I really do. So yeah, so I'm just a couple rows past the sleeve divide.
Okay.
But yeah, so now it's at no-brain knitting until But what I'm going to do on this one too, I'm going to go back now. I'll finish this ball only because I don't like the ends hanging. Finish that ball and then go back and do my sleeves. Get the sleeves the length I want. And then because I have 9 balls of this, I'll do the body as long as until I run out of yarn.
Okay.
If it ends up being long, it ends up being long. If it ends up being a cropped, it ends up being a cropped. I don't care.
I
So,
like the look of that yarn when it's knit up. It really looks nice.
the definition, and it's really soft. So
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I have no idea where I got it. It has
Okay.
literally been in my stash. And I mean, you look at this is what all my balls look like. They're all mangled, and you know. So I
Yeah.
played a game as I'm pulling it out of this bag that it was sitting in. I played this game, which is the most mangled one, and I knit that one first.
Oh, good.
I know, it's just weird, dopey
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that I do. So that's I cast this on Monday, and
Okay.
I was having so much fun doing this.
The neckline,
The neckline.
yeah.
I literally did the whole neckline in one day, and then once I was into the increases that I, to get to the underarm, well, then that took me another day. And I just that was literally 2 days worth of knitting, you know,
Cool.
a couple hours. It went so fast because I was having fun. Well, and it's DK, so that goes quick too.
Yeah.
You know, that crazy whole fingering wake sweater thing. Dumb.
Oh, I know.
Okay,
I've got
and then
too many of them.
spoiler alert, if you're knitting a mystery gnome, don't look. This is clue 1 to the
And you have it
Imagine
in a
Landscape.
gnome bag.
Yeah! Of course. This is clue 1. I have no idea what
Well,
this
I
is.
don't think it's a spoiler alert. They're not going to get much from that.
Well, if you're not, clue 1 came out Thursday. Clue 2 came out this morning.
Yeah.
If you didn't knit clue 1, you don't want to see what it looks like yet.
You're not giving away the secret sauce with that. Oh my
Nonetheless,
goodness.
okay, I love knitting gnomes. They're just too cute.
Uh-huh.
So this is the mystery for now, and I'm gonna work on clue 2 today.
Okay.
So yes. So that's my other UFO, and then finally, my July Laura Ayler knit along is this long wrap, but I dithered over color. I couldn't make up my mind. Well, I've decided I made the right one, right side. Yep.
I'll take this.
Take that end. This is it. It's a long wrap, and it's called Summer Dunes. And so I just put in this color. It's called Mesa is the name of the color. I love that name. And it's this, browns with some speckles of pink and turquoise in it. And you do short rows to create the squiggles. And so it's going to be this long, wide wrap. And I have to say, now that the short row is a pain in the ass row. Nobody wants to knit it. But the rows in between are just garter, so what the heck?
Yeah.
Enough to keep you interested.
How many of these dune rows are there?
5 brown stripes.
Okay.
And you could do 3, you could do 4, whatever you want if you didn't want it as wide. I've even seen people, they literally they did this beginning section shorter, and then they just did 3 of the colored stripes and then the other section. So it ends up being a nice looking scarf.
Yeah.
And it'll be long enough for a scarf
Sure.
when it's done.
Beautiful.
So yeah, so the short rows, it's just and you don't have to pick up the wraps. It's just a wrap and turn, but because it's garter, you don't have to pick up wraps.
Right.
Some people tell you to pick up wraps and garter. You never have to pick up a wrap and garter because that little collar that makes the wrap around the stitch fades right into the garter bumps. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I never pick up wraps and garter, and this pattern does not call for it. So this was the July knit along, and it's not due till the end of August. So I will.
Okay. So you're set.
I'm set. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on.
Okay. One more thing. What are you wearing?
Janet Lee. This is I did this. I knit this last summer. It's Janet Lee. It's the Novus Construction, which means I started over here.
Is it Laura Nelkin then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Started over here, I think, and then went across. Oh, wait a minute. No, that can't be right. No, this isn't my Novus. This is Janet Lee, though. That's the name of the pattern.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
it's Laura Nelkin.
It's Raglan.
Yeah, it's Raglan. Right. Sorry, not Novus.
Okay, very nice.
My purple one is Novus. I had a Laura Nelkin summer. Because I knit this one and then I knit that other one that was Novus. And this one was fun too.
Yeah. And we had just seen her the year before at Ann Bud Retreat.
Yeah. I want to, there's, she's got like that whole Nova series, and I will tell you, I enjoyed knitting the construction.
Yeah.
This one is done, it's Malabrigo Cicero. Want a nice summery weight sweater yarn. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love Cicero.
Because it has a lot of silk in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, so
It's pretty.
I haven't, this is the first time this summer I'm wearing it.
Oh, wow.
I hadn't gotten it out. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
wow.
Some of my knits I just didn't get out because that whole COVID-15
Yeah.
or COVID-20. Yeah. They'll
Yes.
come out again next summer.
This is true.
Yeah.
They'll come out. We
Yeah.
got to deal with their problem first.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I did pull it. I was kind of afraid to pull this one out too.
Okay.
And I just said, nope, I'm pulling it out. I'm putting it on.
Uh-huh.
And maybe it'll be my motivator.
Right. Yeah, I have my one that was the linen one. That's still, I know that fits. I always forget which one I did. Morning Sky, I think
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Morning Sky. Because there's Morning Sky and Night Sky, and they're very similar. That still fits, and that's
I
fine.
want to knit that too. I love
and
that.
my Yume is fine, but I have a cotton one I made years and years ago, and Gemini.
Mhm.
That was like the first year we opened here and knit along. That one I'm afraid to try on.
I've always wanted to knit Gemini too. I wonder how Gemini would look in a variegated.
It would probably be fine because the lace pattern is very simple. It's just like knit two together, double yarn over SSK.
Okay.
And it's just straight, like,
It makes
that.
like a lattice.
Yeah, so it's not really like a lace, so you don't have to worry about losing your lace pattern, so it'd be fine with a variegated.
I have a really cute speckle that would be in a fingering weight.
Okay.
That would be really cute in a sweater.
Gemini was DK, I think. Well, I made it out of a DK.
Oh,
Because I made it out of
Okay.
that cotton cashmere we have.
okay. Yeah. DK might, well, then I got,
Yeah,
I
so
got
it'll
that.
knit up like nothing.
yeah. And I got that Kobasi DK. I've been waiting for the right pattern for that. I want that. I bought all the, I think you got one skein left. I bought everything you had. And
Okay.
and there's one skein over there yet. And I'm thinking I should just buy that last skein, put it in my stash with the others so that whatever I decide to knit that t-shirt out of, because it's going to be a summer weight kind of t-shirt. Because I really like, for summer knits, I really like Kobasi. My Hume.
Yeah,
That-
cotton, bamboo, silk.
Yep, that washes up so easy. Throw that baby in the dryer,
Yeah. Yeah, you have to put your cotton sweaters in the dryer so they get back to shape.
Yeah. So
Yep.
that's all we got to say for today.
Yeah. It was nice checking in with you. At least we had some finished objects to show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like I was on a dry spell with no
Yeah,
finished
because
objects.
last
as I
week we
did.
had nothing. No, not one. Between us, we had no finished objects.
That's pretty bad.
Okay.
All right.
Well, nice talking to you.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.